guideline recommend augmentin as the first line, okay, for certain condition, okay, because there's a broad spectrum when you don't know any infection. So this is the increasing, you can see our ciprofloxacin so scary shoot up, okay. Fluoroquinolone is one of the easier resistant drugs compared to other antibiotic, okay. So it's really scary when you see this disease. So we present, okay, we present the antibiotic usage. So my suggestion to the doctors, I would delete the IV ciprofloxacin totally. Fluoroquinolone is one of the easier resistant. So since 2019, compared to other antibiotic, okay. So it's really scary when you see any in hospital tapa. If doctor need to use, we will borrow it or we will send the patient to other place. We present, okay. We also suggest the use of usage for leptospirosis. So my suggestion to the doctor, this one is follow delete the IV ciprofloxacin and totally fluoroquinolone non-silver case started since 2019 instead of compared to other. But this one I need to explain further because the guideline change scary when cannot use back the same suggestion already. If doctor need to use, we also suggest to use the modified antibiotic forms for the third generation cephalosporin. We introduce an antibiogram for antibiotic list in hospital tapa. So you can see part A, part B for the form when the doctor need to use certain antimicrobial, they need to fill this form. After 3 days, they need to fill this form. Why they need to continue? Okay, let's say they need to switch to other drugs, then or whether they want to escalate or de-escalate, they need to fill in here. So from there, we can have data to show in next meeting, or else you don't know whether you are success or not. You cannot tell the success story. Okay, from here we can have info. Okay, the other part of it is the antimicrobial spectrum, where I get from books and then I separate it for the antimicrobial available in my hospital. These are not a local pattern susceptibility because our lab didn't do culture and sensitivity, so I don't have the local patterns. So at least this one can guide them which disease, which bacteria, which culture to use, which antimicrobial available in my hospital. So the success story, you can see the pinpoint over reduction in DDD. This is the comparison of all the district hospital in my Perak, okay, a state of Perak, is not overall in Malaysia. So Tapa is the highest reduction, 65% after we run the AMS program since 2018. So it's a quite success story to be tell, okay. So hope other hospital or other facility can apply similar methods to reduce this usage of antimicrobial, okay. The mortality rate didn't increase, so we reduce a lot of the usage. So this one is a good thing to share with doctor. You can inform them, or you see how much you use the antibiotic, didn't change anything, the infection is still there. So but when you reduce, the infection is still there, but you reduce the antibiotic without increase in the mortality rate, okay. That is what we need to show the doctors. But the antimicrobial expenditure will always increase. This one is very difficult to control, okay, because whether the raw material price is increased, whether the company manufacturer is increased their price. So you can see the rate is increasing in the cost, although our DDD reduced. So the changing of guideline. So this is a local practice. Previously, I asked the doctor to convert leptospirosis, a non-severe case, to penicillin. That's why the reduction use of the antibiotic reduced a lot because we didn't do DDD for penicillin, but we do DDD for ceftriaxone. So when we convert this, most doctors agree. But sadly to inform, guideline change from penicillin as the first line, now you become ceftriaxone as the first line. So as I told you before, resistance is a continuous process. AMS and us here is to delay it. We cannot prevent it. We only can delay it. How long we delay? 5-year time. Okay. You can see the CPAN now becomes ceftriaxone as the first line. So this collateral damage later will happen when we use a lot of ceftriaxone. So another energy I need to tell is for 2014, we used the augmentin or amoxicillin clavulanate as first line. And oral macrolide, we use electromycin, okay. But the good news in 2019, they de-escalate. They no longer first line use augmentin and amoxicillin for outpatient. Okay, but they upgrade it for the azithromycin. They will take out a macrolide erythromycin as the first line. So all needed macrolide will put in azithromycin. So good and bad is there. Okay, so how we control it is important. So this example, how we discuss with doctors using WhatsApp, okay? Very simple WhatsApp for those who don't have AMS round. Just tell the doctors what is happening, see some of the feedback. And from there, we inform the senior MO here, okay, during meeting, how we can do it. So pharmacy also involved in AMS program. Okay, last year we ran an annual antibiotic awareness program for the public, for the doctors, and it's run by a pharmacy together with our hospital team. Okay, this annual event, but last year is a state event. So education and training. Remember, training is important, or else we cannot discuss with doctor without proper training. So in Malaysia, we have a first pharmacy annual scientific meeting on antimicrobials, PASMA, which successfully organized in 2018. A lot of doctor, we actually invite pharmacy to be a participant, but many doctors say we also want to come to join this. So we open to a doctor, become a participant. So not only the pharmacy be a speaker, doctor will be a speaker, participant also is a pharmacy and a doctor, because they more interest nowadays in the antibiotic with a pharmacy as a team. So coming third PASMA will be 2020. So not sure the date because it's postponed due to COVID. So anyone interested maybe can Google the PASMA. So and see maybe for those nearby can come to join. You need to pay a certain fees for this PASMA, but it's quite good. So most like in here, I get the information from the PASMA organization. It's like, so another teaching you can get for those don't have, scientific meeting, don't have program, you can go to the online version. So this is run by a pharmacy website. Okay, for the cost is $750. Okay, it's considered quite expensive, okay, for us, but it's a good to learn new things like if you are interested in the AMS program. So for Malaysia, we have training center. This is the two training center for our infection control pharmacy or clinical pharmacy who want to do AMS in a proper manner. So these two training hospital, mostly they cater for government staff first. But for private, this one I'm not sure, maybe for private sector need to go ask first for this hospital whether they accept or not. So current progress in pharmacy in AMS. So after I tell you about the story and about everything now, is this the current progress? Okay. So for dosing antibiotic, we are in augmented renal clearance. We no longer using just creatinine clearance to calculate the dose. We need to think out of the box from the fluid they are being given, their condition. Okay. So to make sure we maximize the dosing of the antibiotic. The other thing is outpatient parenteral antimicrobial therapy, or PAT. Okay, I think many countries already start this, which means certain disease like osteomyelitis, they need 6 to 8 weeks of IV administration. Patient cannot come to hospital. Some of them will be default. So the only way is we go to the patient at place, or maybe we teach the patient how to infuse themselves antimicrobial. Okay, by calculating the dose for them, we giving out all the infusion device for them, how they need to inject, or you send the nurse to them. So make sure they can treat properly the infections and they have a better quality of life. And they also can go to work instead of coming to hospital to just inject one dose and stay for one night. So the other thing is clinical support decision, okay, where we use internet, where we use a software. Everything about the AMS, you key in from there, from the dose, the doctor, you start from the dose, from the treatment, everything, the TDM. From there, we can just give a decision making, okay, and whether the drugs we need to release from the pharmacy or not. This is an important strategy in other advanced country. For us, we are using pharmacy information system, which is still in embryo state. So not yet have any progress for this. The other one is dry spot analysis antibiotic for PK/PD analysis. This one is quite new. I think Malaysia didn't apply yet. So this just illustration of the augmented clearance, renal clearance. So where we need to include how we need to calculate the drugs and everything. This example of OPEC, when the patient at home, how they inject this one, how we teach them, how they bring home. Okay, so this some of the pharmacy roles in OPEC, and this the clinical decisions support software. It's not Malaysia ones. I take the screenshot from other country to show you from software, we will more easier to run the AMS by pharmacy. Okay. So what we expect when a pharmacy lead AMS, so the important is DDD, cost, change of practice, choice of antibiotic, and reduce the resistant pattern. So I think it will be my last slide of my presentation. So I will unmute you all if you have any Q&A session. So wait, so you all can try the. Okay, thanks joining my presentation. So some information. Question. Any? So any question from student or any question from lecturer? So hope my slide or my presentation can achieve the goals of your web seminar.
Yeah, it's very useful, Doctor. It's very useful information about the antibiotics to the PharmD and the final year students.
Yeah,
very nice presentation.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Principal sir, any questions from student side or any others? Principal sir?
Any question from the floor?
Wait, sir. Oh, no? Hello? No.
Hello.
Principal, sir.
Yes, hi.
Madam, Jayani, madam. Hi, sir. Fine.
How are you?
Good, good.
You working today?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So if don't have any questions, so I would like to thank the organizer again, our doctors, our Prof. Dr. Venkatesan from Arumigu Kalasaligam College of Pharmacy, India, and also Dr. Longs for suggesting me to give this talk, and also Dr. Anand. Okay, so I end this session. Is it okay? I end the session already.
Hello.
Hello.
Doctor, please unmute all, sir. 1 minute.
Oh, I didn't unmute. Oh, wait.
Unmute.
Ask all to unmute. Wait. Okay, unmute.
Venkatesan, sir. Principal, sir.
Yes, hi. Unmute. Still mute.
Okay, thank you. Hello,
Hello.
can you hear my voice, sir?
Yeah, can. Hello.
Hello,
Yes, I can hear.
sir. Your presentation and explanation, very elaborated explanation went on well, sir. Chupi, sir.
Yes.
Hello,
Yes, I can hear you.
Chupi, sir. Very excellent and wonderful elaborated presentation.
Okay, thank
On
you.
behalf of our management, hereby express my wholehearted thanks to you and your hospital, Sabha Hospital.
Okay, thank you.
It's a wonderful and informative presentation. Sir, in future also, let's have a good collaboration, sir, for the betterment and development for our students' career, sir.
Okay, sure, no problem. If I can help, I sure no problem.
Very kind of you, sir. Take care, sir.
Okay, nice to meet you all.
Sir, I
Yes.
take this opportunity to convey my sincere thanks to Longming and Anandara Gopal for kindly arrange this wonderful session, sir. Longming, sir,
Is Long here?
your support, sir. Anandara Gopal, thanks for your support. Anandara Gopal.
Dr. Long is not here.
Yeah. Okay. Anand Rajagopal, convey my regards to Longming.
Sure, no. Actually, he entered, then immediately he left here because he has some urgent meeting.
Okay.
Doctor, there is one question from one student. Is it possible to answer that? Is any possibility to reverse antibiotic resistance?
Antibiotic resistant, as I tell before, until current, they have no reversible, okay, it's a progressive. So that means we can delay the resistance, but we don't know how to reverse the resistance. Something is happened, it's like an evolution, like a human evolve. So after you evolve, you need to backwards, it's a bit difficult. So until now, since bacteria is also a single cell, they will always develop towards resistance for them to survive. So this my understanding, but in the literature, I'm not sure whether got any methods to reverse the resistance or not.
Okay, doctor, thank you. The question arises by Ms. Renita Joseph. Okay, thanks, Ms. Renita. Any other questions from student side, please? Okay. Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much for your full support today. It's a very, very nice presentation.
Kind of you, sir.
Thank you. Nice to meet you
Thank you,
all.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So shall we end up?
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, thanks, Dr. Anand.
Yes,
for
thank you.
helping me
Thank you.
learn the Zoom. I first time learned the Zoom.
Okay. With my pleasure, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank
See
you.
you
Thank
all.
you.
Okay, I end my presentation.
Doctor, thank
Sure.
you. Thank you, doctor.
Okay.
Thank you. Now. Thank you. Bye, bye, all. Bye, all.
Oh.